What's up guys, it's Canadian and today we are doing another team fight spotlight with Tempo Storm, this time looking at the final fight of stage 3 between the NYXL and the Boston Uprising. As usual, I'm going to go ahead and let the fight play out and then we're going to come back and analyze what happened. Be sure to pay special attention to Pine and Sabyulby as they are the heroes of this fight for the NYXL.
That solo kill on mistakes, that really started the ball rolling. He was able to go and pancake Neko as well. Let's say though, Pine, whew, spicy.
I'm glad he's back on the Widow. I think it's a better hero for him, and it makes Mistakes have to play differently. Mistakes only has to worry about flankers when he's not on the Widow. Now Mistakes has to worry about a lot of stuff in front of him. New York has banked a couple of ultimates and are getting there with their tank ults. Pine just goes after Striker. They forces out the early res. Less than a minute remains. Boston has to close out this map.
Oh, this is it. Getting close to the all or nothing moment.
Bomb.
Exactly, he's got him. He's got him in his sights. Let's see. There's Neko trying to go for the one clip. Doesn't find it. That's going to throw things a little out of joint here for Boston Uprising, but Kelix has got the vault. Neko out in the middle of nowhere. Pine is dead, but he manages to take two with him before it goes down. And Mistakes is going to res up, but he's all the way in the back. Now it's a matter of getting back into this fight. They will have note with the self-destruct on the point itself. Mako's still here on cart duty, though. Not going to let up on that anytime soon. In the meantime, Arc and Jonak have died, but Janice finds Kelix. Sabyulby could come up with a big play here. If he could take down Gamsu, that's a big tank out of it. And yes, he finds that kill.
The respawn advantage just too much. Pine takes down Mistakes as well. They can't bring him back to life. Kelix is over in the Lucio just trying to get back. They need to stall this out, but also get kills.
That's all on it now. You got 4 players here. Note doesn't have a mech either. They are all squishy. Jonak gets the trance in just to try and tip it their way. Meko back into the fight. In the meantime, Sabyulby's found Note. He's found Neko. This could be the Sabyulby moment where he just ends it all for Boston. Takes matters into his own hands with the stick on Gamsu. You're dead. Striker now the last man here for Boston, and it is not looking good. Who is going to make it back? Mistakes switch to Sombra, but he can't touch the point. And New York XL defend their title. They are the stage 2 and 3 champions of the Overwatch League.
Alright guys, that was the fight. It was absolutely insane. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the intricacies of what happened in that fight. So let's begin. First thing I want to point out is Pine here. As he's going for this duel with Mistakes, he takes a shot and then instantly whips his mouse to the right to kind of look to the right and down, and he's trying to move his head hitbox there to make it harder for Mistakes to kill him. Right there, we will rewind and look at it one more time. It happens very, very quickly. I will try to slow it down here. We're going at half speed now. So right there, he flicks his head to the right. He still gets hit, so it doesn't avoid the damage, but it was an interesting thing to see, you know, him, a technique he's utilizing in those Widow v Widow battles to try and get the upper hand. So that was the first thing I want to talk about. So now he is getting pocketed by his Mercy. He's got the damage boost from Arc, and damage boosted Widow body shot is 156 damage. Now the reason I'm bringing this up is because Tracer, aka Striker, only has 150 HP, so Pine is going to get an easy one-hit kill body shot onto Striker, which kind of starts the snowball for the NYXL to take this fight. After he gets the kill on Striker, Gamsu has to use his Winston bubble to protect Kelix as Kelix goes for the res. So that's 2 big cooldowns down. The Winston bubble is 13 seconds and the Resurrect is 30 seconds. So right there you saw all those abilities used. I'm going to rewind just so we can really point them out. Right here we got the Winston bubble, we've got the Resurrect coming out, and like I said, the one-shot body shot because Arc was damage boosting him on the Widowmaker. So with bubble down, Gamsu can't be nearly as aggressive in taking this fight. So I meant to talk about at the beginning, but as we really get into this fight, I would just want to point out the alt economy. So Pine just used infrared sight, so that's one alt. Jonak has his, Meko, so we have got 5 alts on the side of the NYXL, and going into this fight, the Uprising were at a huge disadvantage. They have Primal Rage and Valkyrie. They are getting close to a Transcendence and a Self-Destruct, but going into a fight, 3 alt disadvantage is definitely rough, and Boston Uprising are going to really put up an amazing fight in trying to turn this into their favor. So Pine uses the infrared sight, which gives Sabyulby the information on where the Zen is. They don't have to worry about any sort of resurrect coming out from Kelix because it's already been used. And Sabyulby is looking for this big fight. He has the pulse bomb and he's considering using it. Off on the side here, Pine with the infrared sight is about to kill Mistakes. Mistakes is walking to his death, and Pine kills Mistakes like 2 or 3 times overall in this extended fight, which is a huge part of why the NYXL won this, because with the enemy Widowmaker down, that's a lot of pressure, you know, alleviated onto the NYXL backline, onto Jonek, and Arc, versus with Pine alive for the NYXL, you know, a lot of the Uprising have to kind of be ducking in and out, and that you can't really do that in this third point of Numbani because it is just a big straightaway, so there's not really a lot of places for them to hide, which is where Pine is getting a lot of value for his team, especially because he's able to take Mistakes out at the beginning. So Mistakes walks to its death. Sabiolbi goes for the kill on Jonek. He's going to end up cleaning it up. Now, Kelix uses the Valkyrie here to try and keep everybody alive. Gamsu, who was fighting without his barrier, does end up using the Primal Rage to stay alive. Kelix uses the Valkyrie to try and keep him up. And off on the side here, you've got Gamsu and Note all grouped up, getting that healing from the Valkyrie. And Neko, he also needs healing. So he's right here running to join his team to get that grouped healing, but at the same time, like I was just saying, it's a straightaway, there's no cover, and Sabiolbi is going to get the easy kill onto him here. And now, with that death onto Neko, the fight is now a 6v4 in the NYXL's favor. But it doesn't last long, because Note is going to clean up Pine. As you can see here, Pine is very weak. Note off screen in the back is going to get Pine, turning this into a 5 versus 4. Now, right here, Striker is about to have an absolutely ungodly play, and you're about to see amazing target focus out from both teams. So right here, Note uses the self-destruct, try and reset his mech, I believe. Let's see here. No, he uses the self-destruct as kind of a zoning tool. He had full HP on the Diva mech, and he used self-destruct to try and create some space, get a couple kills. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. However, it does accomplish one goal. It pushes Jonak into this little cubby out in the open. Wherever he was, in order for him to avoid this mech, he had to, hide behind the car. And his ally Diva, Meko, is right there with him. But Meko must be distracted because Striker just marches right on up and kills Jonak right under Meko's nose, which is really unfortunate. And right after this kill onto Jonak, Striker has an either immaculate, 900 IQ recall, or he just got really, really lucky. So as we could play this little clip here, Striker gets a kill on Jonak. He's getting pressured. He recalls. And right there, he recalls facing the second healer of the NYXL, and just the communication from the Boston Uprising is insane. So I'm gonna ride one more time. We've got Note right here getting back in his Diva mech. We've got Gamsu coming around on the side. Here's Arc, and Striker's going to appear right here. These 3 Uprising members are going to instantly pounce onto Arc. So in the span of like 5 seconds, the Boston Uprising killed both healers of the NYXL, which is absolutely huge because we had a 5 versus 4, and then when Arc goes down, it's a 3 versus 4 in the Boston Uprising's favor, but the NYXL do have the respawn advantage, which is going to play a clear part in the rest of this fight. So the amazing recall, he appears so close to Arc, and you're gonna see Note on the Diva just swoop in. Arc has no chance here. He dies, and then right after that kill onto Arc, the entire NYXL lineup are going after the enemy Mercy, right? Neko already died, and so Kelix is the only healer left in this fight, in this 3 versus 4. So the NYXL are trying to equalize the healers. They're saying, our Mercy died, it's time for their Mercy to die. So you'll see every member alive for the NYXL, it's going to be these 3, Sabiolbi, Giannis, and Meko, are going after Kelix to try and equalize the healers, and you make this back into an even fight. So right there, now it's 3v3. So after Kelix goes down, the 2 Tracers, Sabiolbi and Striker, are now just trying to kill the enemy Winston. Sabiolbi is going to succeed in getting Gamsu, and Striker is going to succeed in getting Giannis. And then there's one more thing. There's Sabiolbi getting Gamsu. There's one more thing after these 2 Tracers trade Winstons, and then it's basically a 1 fight for the NYXL. Striker's right there. He blinks in. He's going for Yanis, and this is the nail in the coffin right here. Off screen, Pine kills Mistakes, and this is how the NYXL won this fight so cleanly. In each fight, this is either a prolonged fight or two, kind of mini fights. The start of the first fight, Pine killed Mistakes. And then the second fight, Pine once again kills Mistakes. And the reason I'm saying a second mini fight is as this clip plays out, there's going to be 4 squishy members of the Boston Uprising sitting in Neko's Transcendence to try and make something happen. But like we were saying, with no enemy Widowmaker on the side of the Uprising, Pine is just uncontested. And the threat of a Widowmaker shooting into a Transcendence is very high because of that headshot potential. The Transcendence isn't going to save anyone. So Pine and Save Yulby were just the 2 huge playmakers in this fight for the NYXL. Pine getting the opening picks, and when Pine goes down, Save Yulby picks up the slack, gets all the key targets to ensure that his team is going to win this fight. He gets Neko, he gets Gamsu, he helps get Kellex, he gets everyone. It's insane, but Pine is there for the opening pick. So that's going to be it for this team fight spotlight, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. The NYXL are definitely the best team in the Overwatch League. Hands down, they have been at every stage finals. They've been on top of the leaderboard since day one. There's really no question they are the best team, and I can't wait to see what they pull out going into stage 4. If you guys like this video and you learned something, consider giving it a like and subscribing to Temple Storm Overwatch to catch all the team fight spotlights going forward. If you want to check out my content, my Canadian content, all my links will be in the description. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, I believe. Those will also be in the description, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Here's hoping Stage 4 is really exciting with the introduction of Brigitte. What are your thoughts on Brigitte going into Stage 4? Which team do you think is going to be the best with Brigitte? I'm really interested in your thoughts, guys. Leave them in the comments below. Again, thank you for watching, and have a good one.
Boston had a great stage, but New York continues to impress when they need it the most. A 3-0 over 4 maps. They didn't even let Boston win on Volskaya. That's the most impressive part to me. And what I loved about New York was they gave just little bit different looks.